Yet there are millions of Malaysians who adore him 4 years later, or seem to adore him. And that is something I can't understand. You must ask psychologists, psychiatrists, sociologists. And I will not try to, but I'm perplexed, and I know that Dr. Mahathir has asked this question many times. Why is somebody so popular?
All the time. Now I'm
They can't solve the chicken problem, so I'm quite pessimistic.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No, but I don't want our guests to be swaying.
I was really lucky that in May 2018, it was at the back of a PH government, the first time that you had a non-UMNO, non-Barisan government being elected at the polls after 61 years. And you did it with a comfortable majority, and they had a very good manifesto with a lot of promises, and all the ingredients for a reforming government were there, and they held themselves out as a reforming government to contrast themselves from Najib and UMNO and 1MDB and Pencuri and all those things that all of you remember in 2016, 2017, 2018. So that was a combination of circumstances, and I'm very blessed to be part of that. And there was no doubt in my mind throughout that the Prime Minister was at least holding himself out as reforming, and the members of the cabinet were reforming, and they allowed me to be reforming in my little areas, because there's only very little one can do. I do not think that there will be another opportunity in the foreseeable future, and I think that is the main. So one doesn't want to be holding public office for the sake of public office. There's no great joy about it. It is for a purpose. You want to do something good, to serve, and for that you must have this combination of circumstances, particularly the public support after an election. So who knows, if the next election there is a massive victory for a new reforming coalition, who knows, then one can always revisit it, but one thinks it's very unlikely. The second question is easy to answer, and that is because the court granted him bail, and we were of course disappointed. And if I had been still in the court, the day judgment was given in the High Court, I would have asked him, and I think we each opposed bail. So there's a court decision to give him bail post-conviction, and the Court of Appeal again to give him bail post one appeal. So that is something that you have to really ask the court. It's a court. Within the court's discussion, the court exercised it. And I think it has caused great damage to the body politic. I think everybody looking back said, look, if we can have the country back with him going in, the damage to the body politic far less. And also, so that's the first question. To answer that, why? I mean, that is something that we find it difficult to understand. And this is, all of you who have attended charamas in April and May of 2018. So 4 years ago. 4 years ago, just not hundreds of years ago, just 4 years ago, you would have remembered going to the charamas and listening to how that time the opposition, led by Dr. M, galvanizing the public opinion against Najib and 1MDB. And there is no doubt, anybody who writes on the reason for the first time defeat of Barisan since Merdeka would attribute it to Najib's unpopularity because of 1MDB. That was a factor. And yet, after he's defeated, he's in opposition, and then the evidence of his wrongdoings becomes massive, both at the SRC trial, the Tanori trial, that's the 1MDB, 600 million US, and then the Roger Ng trial in the US. So the amount of evidence that has been uncovered since GE14 is incredibly damning, because the money trail is there. So the logical answer would have been, against that face of incredibly new evidence, built up on accumulated evidence, he should be far more unpopular.
Yes.
That would be the rational, objective reason. And so that, to me, is a reflection of the values of the people of Malaysia. You mean you can't recognize values? You know, is this the kind of hero you want?